When a Power 5 football program plays host to an FCS team, they have two goals: blow the other team out and sit your starters before they can get hurt. Virginia soundly accomplished the first goal, defeating Abilene Christian 55-15 on Saturday evening at Scott Stadium, but not before they suffered a barrage of injuries, including one which will sideline one of their best defenders for the rest of the season. I'm Matt Newton, and this is how it happened. UVA proved that it was capable of sluggish starts against any opponent, as they turned the ball over on downs and then punted on their first two possessions. However, the Hoos then proceeded to score touchdowns on each of their next 6 drives to take control of the game. Tony Poljan started off the scoring with a 28-yard touchdown reception. Poljan had a career night, leading the team with 5 receptions for 77 yards and the touchdown. On the final play of the first quarter, Lavelle Davis made his first and only reception on the day, but he made it count, with it being a 90-yard touchdown catch, the longest play of the season not just for the Hoos, but for the entire ACC. Shane Simpson added 2 rushing touchdowns, both in the second quarter, and the Hoos led 28-7 at the half. Brennan Armstrong had an impressive performance, throwing for 383 yards and 4 touchdowns. In the second half, Armstrong found Keaton Thompson on a short pass, which Thompson turned into a 56-yard touchdown. On the next drive, Thompson got the direct snap and pitched it to Armstrong, who found Rashawn Henry for a 52-yard touchdown, Henry's 3rd touchdown in as many receptions in his UVA career. On the defensive side of the ball, Nick Jackson continued his stellar play with 11 tackles, and UVA pitched shutouts in the first and third quarters. However, the bulk of UVA's injuries were sustained on the defense. On the first drive of the game, Nick Grant was injured, but he would return. A few plays later, Charles Snowden went down, and his injury was much more severe. Snowden suffered a broken ankle and will undergo surgery, likely ending the season and possibly the college career of the senior captain. Defensive lineman Nusi Milani also headed to the locker room during the game with an apparent injury, and Lavelle Davis Jr. missed a few plays after a hard fall but came back into the game. D'Angelo Amos, who earlier had a pick 6 called back on a pass interference call, exited the game after being injured on special teams and would not return. We do not know the severity of many of these injuries yet, but we know that this is far from ideal for a defense which is already down starters Brenton Nelson and Joey Blunt due to injury, as well as Jawan Briggs, who entered the transfer portal last week. But at the end of the day, this was a solid victory, and an important one, as the Hoos managed to get back to 500 as they look ahead to a trip to Tallahassee next Saturday against the Florida State Seminoles.